Hey everybody. Today was a climbing day. Got back from the climbing gym about an hour ago, had dinner, kind of late, but got in a decent session. There's some new walls, new climbs, end of the league. League finished, and really the takeaway is the t-shirt, which I think is fantastic. Ultimately, we were down a teammate due to an injury. I don't know if he sustained it climbing, but we lost him right away, and it never got filled. All in all, I think the experience was pretty good. Really was able to challenge myself and send stuff that I never thought I was going to send. But I am really looking forward to not really having league and kind of getting to climb and focus on really any climb in the gym that I struggle with. So tonight I actually took it pretty easy, climbed some of the new climbs, climbed some existing climbs, and redid some climbs that I had done in the past. Really just focusing in on technique on some of them, really exploding through some strength on some others. There was a couple fun new climbs that I think were, in a couple grades below where I can climb, which I think is fine. But they were fun, they're enjoyable. I think that's an important part of it, right? Even though we're trying to improve all the time, it's still important to have fun. Otherwise, I think it will be hard to maintain. But I mean, really, realistically, I've built that habit up, so I'm gonna wanna go Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays anyways, or at least a couple times a week. I'll probably end up taking Saturday off this week. I actually have a tattoo session. I'm really looking forward to it, so we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be an all-day thing. Drawing it on, looking to probably get a cougar and a wolf or some outdoorsy type vibes to really fill in my arm. So climbing's going well, hands really shot. I sent some fun climbs, some dyno type climbs, tried some other stuff. I feel pretty good right now. Looking to climb on Thursday with a new guy at work, visiting down here in South Carolina. He is actually a pretty skilled climber, sounds like. Normally climbs up to V6, so I think it'll be a fun time. Take him out, pick his brain, probably learn some stuff from that. A couple topics that I've been really thinking about that I wanted to discuss, read a little bit about now, and really been trying to dilute it and distill it down into kind of what I think about. But one of the big things I deal with all the time, I dealt with myself and I see in others a lot, because I do run a facility and manage roughly 70 people, is the aspect of ownership and choice, and accepting that where we are in life and everything that we have in life is really a result of our choices. And if we can own every aspect of our life and own where we are, that I think it's a very empowering thing. And then we can make better choices. Frequently people want more, but they just want it. And they don't make any choices and they don't take any actions to get it. So I think that's just a really fundamental thing, is looking at the choices that you make and maybe choosing differently. Not maybe, but absolutely choosing differently, right? If you continue to make the same choices, you will get the same results. If you take the same actions, exhibit the same behaviors, you're gonna get the same results. So I think that's really important to understand and to start to implement. I think it's even fair to probably take more than your fair share. Now that's something I've been working on myself, is trying to really understand how much is reasonable and how much that expectation should be there. But I think that in a leadership perspective and the burden of the responsibility of leadership, which can be viewed as a burden, is what I mean to say. It's a very powerful thing, right? It alleviates that burden at times, the responsibility from people, so they can make the best choices for themselves and for the efforts for the team. That's just a part of my philosophy, I suppose. And really, fundamentally, all of this is about that philosophy or a way of thinking that I think is important, or what I've distilled in order to improve and get the most out of life. That's really the goal that I have, is to break through other people's ceilings, break through my own ceilings, and achieve more and more things than I ever thought possible. I think that's important. And then another useful perspective that I've really been stuck on or think about recently is, and maybe this is something that you don't think or struggle with, but this is something, the way that my brain has historically worked. Maybe that's engineer brain, or maybe that's just the way my brain has worked. But things are very infrequently, very rarely are they binary, but I think we treat a lot of things as binary, like pass, fail, right or wrong. In reality, life is, and a lot of aspects of life are really on a spectrum, you know? You have rights on one end and wrongs on the other end. There's varying degrees of right and varying degrees of wrong, and there's varying degrees of success and varying degrees of failure. I think if we're willing to keep going and really keep pushing through things, then success is we're always ramping up towards more and more success, dependent upon how we define that, right? And I think there's a number of factors there that could be unpacked and I'd like to talk about in the future. But fundamentally, you should stop thinking about stuff as binary, right or wrong, and pass or fail, or success or failure. And view a little bit more of it as a journey or a constant exercise, right, of improvement. I mean, whatever you lift in today, you can get stronger and lift more tomorrow. And that's a metaphor for those that are familiar. The aspect is, whatever you're struggling with today, take action against it and get better at taking action. I think too often we judge things when we suck at them, which, right, when you start anything, you suck at them. Or if you never do something, you suck at them. And we don't like doing what sucks, but then we never get good at it. And we never change. And we never get better. And we always get the same stuff. And so make different choices, take different actions. Stop viewing the world as black and white, right or wrong, success or failure. Appreciate the things you do have. Go get more if you want more. But don't just beg for it. Don't just bitch about it. Don't just complain about it and think that it's going to happen. I think what we get in life is commiserate. It's comparable or correlated to our value. So build more value, build more skills. Do better. Do better to get better. So I think that's all from that. I appreciate you guys.